Are we simply too busy to reflect on the gift of life?
Good question, Luke, good question. And the answer, of course, is controlled through the thought process in that we're all busy. We're all busy. So really, who has the time to sit back and reflect on esoteric things? Few people. So that's the reason, Luke, I think, is that we get lulled into a sense of comfort through social media, things along this nature, right? So we just get, unfortunately, fooled. I mean, if you ask someone, are you alive? And they would think you're insane. What a ridiculous question. Of course I am. How do you know? Well, I know. How do you know? You don't know, right? You don't know. People don't reflect on this, Luke, to be honest. So that's why, I think. Tragic.
How could bad luck translate into gratitude?
Well, in this particular case, I had to go away in a week's time, so it was quite serious. And this woman, of course, drove in front of me. I hit her, fell down, and I fractured a part of a body, the bone, whatever. And I realized what great luck that this hadn't been something more serious and totally deranged my plans, etc., etc. So that's why, look, good fortune stumbled into me, if you will, right? And I felt.
How could a trauma such as an accident change your way of thinking?
Well, in reference to the accident, Luke, I'd hurt myself, and I don't like hurting myself, as most human beings don't. And I just about broke my collarbone, which would have been a mess. A month in a cast, wouldn't have gone to Poland, plans for my passport, all of those things were. And I'm grumbling, so I didn't sleep very well, and I got on my scooter with a lot of pain, and I was at a stoplight, and I just glanced to the right, and here was a woman in a tricycle, one of those scooters that are actually tricycles as such, and she was very young, maybe 20, and obviously very, very sick. Skin was almost white, translucent in a way. And then I thought to myself, here I am grumbling about an accident. I'm relatively fine, and this poor soul, And so a wave of gratitude came over me, and I thought to myself, hey, be thankful for your situation at the moment. So that's what happened, Luke, that it really was one of those moments in life, that you were thankful that things did not go a different way. But the point is they didn't, right? They didn't. I was fine, and I became fine eventually, so, yeah. Well, I think it's a bit of a foolish statement, because you can't be happy if you have nothing, you're living on the street, you're begging, etc., etc. So happiness is a door, but you have to open that door with effort, right? And your life mission, all of us, Luke, have a mission. We just have to figure it out. I mean, this is not original thought at all. We are all supposed to be something, whatever that is, be it a mother with children, like my mother was, for instance, or perhaps someone else. But we can't go to our grave, as Todd Henry says, full. We have to be empty, and it requires some work, Luke. Come on. We got to get down to it, don't we? All of us know that we have to get down to what is really inside, but it takes time to open the door. I have little patience for people who are wonderfully talented in, let's say, in art, and they'll say to me, this is my hobby. I'm not going to pursue this. And I ask, why not? And they'll give you some trite answer, my parents say, or there's no money in art. We all know this is all ridiculous if you put in your effort. Tell Picasso, or countless other successful artists, right?
What do you learn when you experience gratitude?
I guess basically it's the old story. Action or inaction is still an action, right? And if you don't try, you never know. You never know. I mean, it's really simple. If you don't make an effort, you don't know the consequences. So let's say you really want to do something, and you put all your effort into it, and it results in failure. You've realized at that point that your mission wasn't the mission you thought it was. I've had some experience with this, Luke. I pursued certain academic goals that were totally wrong for me, and I think many people like it. And suddenly you discovered along that effort another door. You open that door, and then you proceed down that path. But if you don't begin, you get nowhere. The journey begins, as they say, with the first step, and it's true.